Hey guys, it's Dominic Sotis from Mindless Propaganda here, and I'm jumping into the middle of a gameplay of FIFA 13 tournaments because I went to GameStop the other day and I decided, why not buy FIFA 13? So I bought it, and the gameplay for this game has been just amazing. The graphics are great. There are new moves, new kicks, just new passes, new everything. And I'm jumping in on the middle of the first game of FIFA 13 tournaments, and this is going to be episode 1 because I have a lot of things to talk to you about. And we are winning 4-0 at the 30-minute mark. But let's go ahead and let's get started on what we're talking about here. So, there are. This video is going to be about the Xbox One and the PS4. That's pretty much it. So, what I wanted to talk to you about was that you saw in one of my previous videos, and it's about Xbox One and them reversing their policies. And if you didn't see the video, there's a link in the description below. I talk about the policies that they change and how it affects them and everything. And what they talked about, what I talked about, and what Xbox did was that they changed their policies so that you could sell, buy, trade in, lend games. So they changed their used game policy, and because that's what they were missing, you could only buy games off their network, if I understood correctly, off Xbox Live, if I understood correctly. Now the second thing they changed was before they changed the policy, you had to be online 24/7 to be able to play. They were doing online checks to see if just see if you were online. If you were, you could play. But and that's a problem because not everybody is going to be online 24/7. What if your Wi-Fi goes out, but you still want to play? You can still play zombies. You can still play, single player campaigns or whatever. So what if that happens? What if your Wi-Fi goes out? What if you just can't be on the internet all the time? I mean, I know a lot of people, they're just going to leave their Xbox One in one spot, connected to the internet forever until they switch out consoles. But a lot of people don't have that ability. Like, for example, what I do is I bring my Xbox to Mexico, and the problem I always have, or used to have until I got it just now, was I'll bring it to Mexico, and obviously I couldn't connect to Xbox Live because I was in a different country. So if I did that with the Xbox One, would it let me play? Because I wasn't connected to the internet? I mean, what would I be able to do on the Xbox One? And that was to me that's a huge question to ask. But obviously they changed it now, so you don't have to be online 24/7, and that's good. And a lot of fans have switched back. But that's still a problem because Microsoft is just having this problem over and over and over again with different products. The problem they're having is that they release a product and then people find something wrong with it that either Microsoft missed or that they didn't think would make a lot of people mad. And then it just happens to make a lot of people mad. Like with the Xbox One, the used game policy and the online policy, I'm pretty sure that they didn't think that it would piss a lot of people off. But of course, even the greatest Xbox fans got super pissed and just decided not to buy it. And then also in the computer department, with Windows 8, a problem that they had was that whenever you would start up your computer or your tablet or whatever product was using Windows 8, that it would open you up to the tiles, the start page or whatever it is. And that people were complaining that on their tablets or whatever device they were using, it was hard to get out of that Windows 8 start page. So they came out with a new version, and that's good. It's good that they're seeing these things and changing it. But it can't always happen. Just because you fix something doesn't mean that people are going to be totally okay with it. You have to catch it the first time before you even release the product. And you have to fix it if there is a problem. Why didn't they just fix it the first time? And I know that Xbox One or Microsoft knew that this was going to piss people off. I mean, I'm sure that they didn't think it would piss this many people off. But It's something that they're missing, something that they're not thinking about, and that's a problem with Microsoft. That they're having a lot of problems with their products recently. But I was reading on the internet. I was looking up, the latest news on the Xbox One. That's literally what I typed on Google. But I found this article about an engineer who worked for Microsoft, but he was fed up with Microsoft, so he quit. And here's a quote directly from the article. It's in the top right corner. Here it is. He says, "We at Microsoft have no one to blame other than ourselves for failing to convince those to believe in our system." Well, no shit. Microsoft, get your head out of your ass. Stop stating the obvious. It's not, we aren't the ones building the system, you are. We are the buyers, we are the consumers. We are the ones that are using the product, we are the ones that want certain features. And if you can't provide us with those features, well then we're not going to buy your product. That is what's happening with the Xbox One. When you had the policies where you had to be online 24/7, that's not a policy or a feature that everybody wanted. That's why a lot of people started favoring the PlayStation 4. And obviously, even if you change the policy, people are still going to be favoring the PlayStation 4. And that's just how it's going to be. And there's really no way to change that because the damage has already been done. Okay? Now, the next thing I wanted to talk to you about. There was, I don't know where they found this guy. I don't know who this guy is. But his name is Jeff. Okay? And he talks about the price difference on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Now, a lot of you have seen that the Xbox... Which way am I going? Okay, I'm going this way. That the Xbox One is at $500 and will release on November 30th. And that the PlayStation 4 is at $400. That's $100 difference. So this guy Jeff, and here's the quote. It's in the top right corner of your screen. Here it is. He says, "I can use the extra $100 to buy a game or games." Well, good. That's what people are gonna be thinking. And even though they reversed their policies, Microsoft reversed their policies, and a lot of people have switched back to Xbox, there's still the problem with the Kinect. Not everybody's going to want the Kinect. Now, here's the solution, okay? The solution is to make the Kinect a separate feature like you did with the Xbox 360, where it was $100 more if you wanted the Kinect, so that people who didn't want the Kinect didn't have to spend the extra 100. And the people that wanted the Kinect, well, you go ahead, spend the extra 100 and get the Kinect. And he also talks about that. It's a very, very short quote, but here it is. He says, "I also refuse to have the Kinect." That speaks for a huge chunk of percentage of people that are planning on buying the Xbox One. A lot of people just don't want the Kinect. It's not a need. It's not a necessity. People don't need it. People don't want it. A lot of people do, and that's fine. It's okay to want that, but a lot of people just don't have a need. They're not gonna buy the exercise games or whatever, and a lot of games are just better by controller, like the Madden games. Right now you can play on the Kinect, but to me and to a bunch of people, they're a lot better on the controller because the Kinect is never going to be perfectly synchronized with your body. Now, and he makes some good points, and that's what I like to see. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, Sony has given, here it is in the top right corner, Sony has given U.S. GameStop stores the go-ahead to accept an unlimited number of PlayStation 4 pre-orders this weekend, and that's great. I'm glad to see that Sony, it looks like they are in production. They're not going to stop production if they're allowing unlimited pre-orders, and I'm glad because there's nothing to change with the PlayStation 4. So, and that's good. What's going on? Oh, substitutions. Okay. So I'm glad and I think that's something that Xbox One should strive to do. And I'm glad that Sony actually chose GameStop, because that's the store that everybody thinks about when you want to buy a video game. Of course, you can think of Best Buy or Target or Walmart or whatever, but GameStop is that one store that everybody goes to buy games, and that's great. I'm glad that they went with GameStop. Now, here's the final thing I want to talk to you about. And here's the quote in the top right corner. Just one day after Microsoft announced the removal of DRM and connectivity requirements, so the used game policy and all that stuff, pre-sales of Xbox One jumped ahead of Sony's PlayStation 4 on Amazon.com. Now that is surprising, because when PlayStation 4 announced the pre-orders, the availability of pre-orders, Xbox One had still not changed their policies. So I would naturally think that the PlayStation 4 would have a huge head start on the Xbox One pre-orders, but I mean, I guess with this change, that Xbox One's gonna jump ahead, but that's only on Amazon.com. Not everyone's gonna order from Amazon.com, and that's a great goal. But not everyone's gonna order from Amazon.com, and I think that's why Sony went with GameStop, because Xbox One already had the lead on Amazon.com, and I honestly think more people are going to order from GameStop, because the day the system comes out, it's going to be available at GameStop to buy and, just hold it in your hand. And that's not going to happen with Amazon.com. I think that's why a lot of people are going to be pre-ordering at GameStop more than at Amazon.com. So, it's surprising that Xbox One jumped ahead on Amazon.com, but it's pretty smart of Sony to go with GameStop with the unlimited pre-orders, and I know that Microsoft will do the same sort of thing. Maybe not with GameStop, maybe with another store, but to do the same sort of thing to rival. Oh my God! Did they just tie it up? Oh no, we're still winning. Okay, but they're gonna do something to rival the PlayStation 4. And of course, there's still hope. They still have time. Microsoft, they still have time to, to make it better than the PlayStation 4. And this is the gaming console battle. This is one of the greatest battles in history of the release of a console, because there's been such a rivalry between these two companies for so long, and now that two of their best consoles are coming out, it's gonna be great to sit back and watch. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more videos. There will be more updates on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 coming up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.